Hello everyone, I am Alka1993 and welcome to day 15 of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Advent Calendar series. We've created some pretty awesome cards so far. Some cards are very specific to certain situations, some that you could use in other, like in various decks such as Ally of Justice Rises Crusher. I'm really looking forward to using that in duel. I know today is December 25th and the Advent Calendar should really be done. I did get a comment about that yesterday, and yes, that was the original intention to be done on the 24th. But one, school got in the way and that was really tiring, so I couldn't make a video every day. And two, I only bought this thing on the 7th of December, so I was going to have to make multiple videos a day anyway to even finish it. So that didn't work out. I will still continue, make at least one video every day, but preferably two so I can be done before the end of the year. Today, number 15, potentially 16 and even 17 depending on how I feel. Let's see what 15 is going to bring us. We should have 3 more super rares and then ultra rares, and it's looking like the ultras will just be the final 7. No idea what to expect. I'm just looking forward to creating a bunch of cool cards for this series and just working with the custom cards. I really like that. A token card. Interesting. Token Festival. Token Festival is a trap card. When a token or tokens is special summoned, destroy as many tokens on the field as possible, and if you do, inflict 300 damage to your opponents for each token destroyed. So this is the idea of Christmas, bringing everyone together, eating together, which is exactly what I do. It's yearly tradition of mine. We don't really celebrate Christmas too much. We have Sinterklaas early December. Christmas is more, for me and my family, an excuse to decorate the house, put up a Christmas tree, put some fancy lights in there, and then on the morning, or really late morning, early afternoon of the 25th of December, Christmas Day, we all come together and have a really fancy brunch. And we had that earlier this afternoon as well, and it was amazing. Very fun. Really enjoyed that. And this card quite reminds me of that. So if I want to really create something that destroys tokens, destroys your food, not sure, but I'll come up with something for it. Token Festival. Right, Token Festival. I'm going to create a card for that. A token-related card. That'll be an interesting one in a way. I think I know what to do, because I kind of want to just like... I want to summon tokens to the opponent's field, which then can be destroyed by Token Festival. But there's already Ojama Trio that just summons them to the opponent's field and deals damage to them. There's already Nightmare Archfiends as well. Let me get them out so you can not. Oh, a Ojama Trio. I can type. Like, Ojama Trio summons 3 to the opponent's field. Nightmare Archfiend has you tribute one of your monsters to summon them to the opponent's side, but each time one is destroyed, the opponent takes 800 damage. What I'm thinking right now is to get rid of an opponent's monster. Like, you target the opponent's monster and send it to the graveyard, or return it to the hand maybe, to allow opponent more options. But then replace that with 2 tokens, each with like 1,000 attack, but have them be forced in attack position, so you can still attack into it and beat them. But at the same time, the opponent can still attack with them, do some damage potentially depending on the field, and link summon with them. I think that's what I want to do. And then that way, if you combine it with something like Token Festival or anything else, you can still get rid of them. I think that's what I want to do. So, something tokens, but I don't actually have to do anything with tokens. In terms of the art or the name, considering Ojama Trio and Nightmare Archfiends don't use it either. Let's find a nice art for this card. Here we have it then, Observer Eyes. This is what I decided on for the art, and the art inspired the name. Now I'm going to put in the effect, and it is going to be as I said before. I'm going to target an opponent's card. It's going to be a trap card because I want it to be possible in the opponent's turn, anywhere during the opponent's turn. So you can disrupt plays, but at the same time they are still left with 2 tokens that they can then, if you decide to disrupt during their turn, turn them. And the opponent could still use them for link summon and things, unless of course it's done during the end phase. So it's going to be target 1 face up monster your opponent controls. It return it to the hand. And if you do, wait, this could also then take an extra deck monster and return it. A card that didn't come from the extra deck? Can I do that? It's going to be a compulsory evacuation device or better if it's just returned to the hand. Although this one doesn't work on face down monsters, do I just make it a face up monster that has declared an attack? So you can't do it upon declaration of the attack, as then the attack declaration has happened. I think I'll do that. But if it's when the opponent when it has declared an attack since the opponent's most recent draw phase, because I do want it to be possible during your own turn as well. So what do I do then? Maybe if at least one monster has declared an attack this turn? 2. Because otherwise it's still a compulsory evacuation device in response to an attack. 2. Yeah, so that way it's a battle phase or later thing. Does that monster your opponent controls? At least 2 monsters have an attack this. And this is a very original effect, I believe, so this is definitely going to need some problems on card text checks. When at least 2 monsters have declared an attack this turn, so this can be used in response to the second attack declaration. Target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. Return it to the hand. But then you do replace it with things. But why? Now that I remembered this is like compulsory evacuation device, why would I make it like this? Or do I banish it instead? Because this at the moment is just a weaker compulsory evacuation device. I'll go with banish it to make it better than compulsory. Yeah. Let's just go with 1 monster then, because there's already a requirement of needing 2 monsters to attack, whether it's yours or your own. Yours or the opponent's. Yours and your own is the same. And if you do, she'll summon 2. Here come the tokens. Probably still copy this. To observer I tokens to your opponent's field in attack position. They're going to have 1,000 attack. How much defense? I'm going to say no defense. Fiend type or zombie? I think I'll do fiend. Dark. Level 1 or 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Make them level 1s. Okay, so this is the card for now. And yes, as it suggests over here, they can see into your soul. So when at least 2 monsters have declared an attack this turn, target 1 monster your opponent controls, banish it, and if you do, so the banishing doesn't need to happen, special summon 2 observer eye tokens to your opponent's field and attack position. Now this gets rid of an opponent's card, but you have a bigger requirement. Like the banishing, I suppose, is better than returning it to the hand. Well, for extra deck monsters, it might actually be better with this card, but outside of that, main deck monsters, this is a better thing. But the requirement is a lot bigger than compulsory, and you give them things back that they can use. So I feel that this card just isn't good enough. You give them things back. So do I just make it you can do it like at any point? Or only during the main phase? That it can't be used during battle phase? Just during the main phase and get rid of the 2 months need to declare an attack. Because that way there's still some kind of restriction, but it's much less of a restriction. You can use during main phase 1, main phase 2, or both turns to disrupt plays, but not use it in response to an attack. And that way, if you do it in the opponent's main phase, then they can synchro stuff with it, which I did want to still allow. But at the same time, if you do it in yours, then you can set up for things. And like, because the whole idea is maybe with token feasible, you then get rid of the cards, deal a bit of damage. I don't want these to. You know what? I'm actually to add to it. I am going to change this and give them like a damage thing. 500 damage if they're destroyed. In attack position. Each someone is destroyed that's controlled takes 500 damage. I'll go with that. So that way the opponent definitely wants to use them as link material or something like that. And if you do it during your turn, you have more reason to damage them. So now if you use it with Token Feastival, that's 800 damage per thing. And you get rid of one of the opponent's cards in the process. But you do cost 2 things. That makes more sense, I think. During the main phase, target 1 monster your opponent controls, banish it, and if you do, special 2 observer eye tokens in attack position. It's purposely in attack position so that the opponent can attack with it. So you can't, if it's during the opponent's turn, put them in defense and not allow the opponent to attack with it. Although no, you perform the summon, and it's during their main phase, so the opponent could still just switch their position. Yeah. But I suppose this way, if it's during your turn, then you can just attack into him. Yeah, I want to keep it in attack. And if you just person to observer eye tokens to your opponent's field in attack position, each time one is destroyed, the controller take 500 damage. That sounds better. Okay, this will be Observer Eyes, a trap card to work with Token Feasible. Please let me know what you think of the card. Is it still too weak compared to Nightmare Archfiends? Although Nightmare Arch attributes her own monster. Summons 3 tokens, stronger ones but more damage. Compared to Nightmare Archfiends, compared to a compulsory evacuation device. And then please let me know what you think of Observer Eyes. Thank you for watching this video. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.